My favorite demo ever started with my main point of contact telling his team, we don't have any budget now. We're taking an early look at a potential long-term solution. This wasn't a surprise to me. He'd been really blunt with me prior. I knew the situation we were in, but I still couldn't help but think, okay, challenge accepted. Sure enough, about a half hour after the demo, I got an email. Hey, great job on the demo. We need to get our hands on this now. I'll figure out the budget. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the common mistakes that reps are making in their demos leading to bad outcomes, and how I was able to do the opposite in this demo to drive the ideal outcome. We're able to find budget out of nothing to accelerate a deal. So the first main problem with demos is your competitor's demo looks the same as yours. The reality is, your competition does like 80 to 90% of the same stuff you do. And so when you go do your demos, it looks mostly the same. And when things look mostly the same, buyers assume that they are the same. And that leads to price war, discounting, lowest price wins. And so let's talk through how we can make your demo look different and how you can present better than the competition. One piece is on the slide decks. I'm not anti-slides. I'm not opposed to PowerPoints. However, you should probably cut 70 to 90% of the slides that you're currently showing. I have a very firm 8-slide rule. Regardless of the complexity of the deal, I don't think you should ever need more than 8 slides for a pre-demo presentation. This means you have to eliminate the company history and awards slides. Nobody cares about the awards that your marketing team paid some company to give them. You need to eliminate the customer logos page. Nobody cares that you work with Facebook and Microsoft, because literally everybody can claim the same, right? Definitely don't show heavy feature slides. Anything that can be shown in a demo is more engaging in the demo. Don't share through slides what you can show live. You should only be using slides that allow for additional discovery or provide overall platform context that you're not going to be able to cover in the demo to set the table for a demo. Then as you're moving into the actual presentation of the technology, you gotta kill the 30,000 foot view, okay? The 30,000 foot view is what gets somebody interested in seeing the demo. It's also covered in your marketing emails. It's covered on your website. The 30,000 foot view is available without the sales rep. If you're spending time on the high level overview or the 30,000 foot view, your buyer is tuned out, because if they're seeing the demo, they've already bought into being interested in the high level overview. Now they want to actually understand how it works, how you're different, and how it's going to impact them. So completely eliminate the words 30,000 foot view and high level overview from your demonstration vocabulary to avoid this big mistake. Then, as you're going through the demo, a lot of reps are focusing too much on the business win. Now, don't get me wrong, the business win is critical. We have to go prove impact for the business for an executive to eventually sign off. However, before somebody can get excited about a business win, they need to see a personal win. People are selfish. They want to know how your solution is going to make them look good, make their life easier, save them time. Once you establish their personal win, when you show the business win, they're actually going to be paying attention, because they want to figure out how they can get this personal win in progress. Going back to the thought of everything looks the same, the people flip the Pareto principle for demos. The Pareto principle is that you should be spending 80% of your time on the top 20% of things that matter, where most reps spend 80% of the time on what I call table stakes, different table stakes functionality, things that everybody offers. My rule of thumb is the better you know your product, the less you're going to show. Inexperienced reps, poor reps, the better they know their product, the more clicks they have. They start showing everything they can possibly show. They're trying to throw mud at the wall. They're trying to get people excited. I've even heard a rep say, hey, I'm going to show you a lot in a demonstration today, please stop me when you see something interesting. And then my favorite part of that rep is every single demo I ever heard him give, I sat across from him as an AE, he would always say, hey, you haven't stopped me anywhere. Please stop me when you see something interesting. And they never did because they completely tuned out. And so the big mistake here is people spending way too much time on way too many features. And then finally, reps are not making it clear why the solution is different, why it's better. So let's put this all together and let's talk about how I was able to incorporate these best practices to do a demonstration that went from I have no money now to I'm gonna find the money now because we need this. So first off, my slide deck was super short. I think I had 3 or 4 slides at most to confirm a couple pieces of my understanding of how the team was currently doing their job to set up my emotional demo that was coming soon. Then as I got into the demo, I did not do any kind of a high-level overview. I cut right to the biggest problem I knew they were dealing with around analytics, and I jumped right to our best differentiator. So did you catch that? Their biggest problem that I could tie to our top differentiator. So I went and I called out, hey, I know you're dealing with this problem today. I'm going to walk you through how you could solve this if you were using our solution. And then I really slammed my point home by asking, hey, I'm curious, how would you use your current solution to accomplish a similar outcome, knowing full well the answer? And their answer was we couldn't. There's literally not enough time in the day to accomplish that. And then I hit really hard on the personal outcomes that I knew mattered to them. I said, well, we just talked about the top goals your team has, and we highlighted that one of your main objectives is to accomplish XYZ. How are you going to be able to accomplish XYZ if your current solution can't get to that outcome? And the response was just, you know what, you're right, we can't. And so in the first 10 minutes of the demo, I've shown them something different that we offered. I've tied it to their biggest problem, and then I personally motivated them by helping them realize without my solution, there's no way they're going to get to the objective that they had just barely confirmed was mission critical for them. The rest of the demo was really simple. I showed a couple other ways of how they would use the software to solve their problems. I made sure to tie in some of the ways that it would improve the actual business, so at the financial standpoint, they could go argue for the budget, but I put them completely in control of the demonstration. They understood how they would use the solution. They understood how it would impact them. They weren't having to try to translate a 30,000-foot view to a hypothetical situation of using it. They could literally visualize the solution in their environment, tying back to what they cared about most. So as you're looking at your demonstrations, if you go through and you make sure that you kill the high-level overview, you focus on differentiators, you're going from personal win to business win, you're going to be much better at getting your buyer's attention, keeping their intention, and then delivering demos that will help you accelerate deals and even sometimes find money where there wasn't any money to be found before. If you found this video helpful, let me know I'm going the right direction by leaving a like on this video. Then, if there are any questions or topics you want to make sure I cover in a future video, leave me a comment. I read all comments and I love recommendations that will help me help you sell more. Finally, don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss any of my upcoming content that I'm creating to help you improve the way that you sell.